Hey everyone. Hey everyone. I am Nadia of Nourished by Nadia, and we are on day 3 of this 3-day challenge, the soup challenge that we've been doing. I hope you guys have been enjoying it so far. Please let me know what you think of the recipes so far. I am live currently on Facebook and on Instagram. So if you have any questions, definitely type it in and I'll try to answer as best as I can. So we're gonna get started today making a lentil soup. And I really hope you guys like this. This is a really simple soup. It literally takes me 5 minutes to put together, and then it cooks for about 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes. So it's a really simple soup that you can easily put together in between meetings or whatever else you have going on at that time. um, so this soup, it's just like a really cozy, warming type of soup. And it has lentils in it, and I'll show you everything that I have. So we have lentils. So I think if you had signed up for the challenge, you'll notice that I had written pink lentils. I think they're called red lentils as well. So this is one of the brands, Arrowhead Mills. You can obviously get it in a lot of places. And it cooks really quickly, which I love about this type of lentils. I probably cook this lentil the most out of any other lentil because it's just so easy and so quick. And there's no pre-soaking involved either. All I did was I put 1 cup of lentils in here, into like a little strainer, and then I just washed it, rinsed it, and that's it. And then that's going to go directly into the pot. The other ingredients that I'm using water. So there's going to be water in here. You could also use vegetable broth if you kind of just want extra nutrients, or just to change up the flavor a little bit. And then we're also using turmeric. So I have turmeric, which is really amazing. It's anti-inflammatory. It is amazing for your body. I know that I often take turmeric, like if I get a headache or any type of pain. It's definitely something that you should try to incorporate into your diet as much as possible. I'm also using coriander powder. Coriander is also known as cilantro. So this is from coriander seeds that have basically been ground. And then aside from that, I'm also using Himalayan salt. So I know I had mentioned the other day about using Himalayan salt or sea salt instead of the iodized salt, which tends to often be very processed and very oftentimes bleached as well. So it's definitely something that I wouldn't normally have frequently, but if you are doing salt, I would recommend using sea salt or Himalayan salt, which you can see here. It's like, if you can see, it's pink. And then the other things that I'm using a chili powder. You can use any mild to hot chili powder. Definitely adjust based on your palate. And then we're also adding in, and this is optional, but I'm adding in a carrot. I'm gonna dice that, and some celery. And then some garlic. So, and you can also, if you wanted to kind of just add some more anti-inflammatory foods, you could also add some ginger in there. You can definitely change things around. So I'm going to get started and just kind of show you how easy and quick this recipe really is. So like I mentioned, I've already rinsed and strained the lentils. So this is 1 cup of lentils. I'm also adding in about 2.5 cups of water, and you can definitely adjust this. You can add up to like 3, depending on how thin or thick you want your soup. This soup is really great too because you can have it as a soup. You could also have it with like bread, like sourdough bread, pita bread. It's a really great soup to kind of like have around, and you'll see how quick and easy it is to really put together. Now we're also adding in about a 1/2 teaspoon of minced garlic. So I'm really just taking this garlic and I'm just, instead of mincing it, I'm just going to basically just kind of chop it up, dice it as thin as possible, and then I'm adding that directly into the soup too. And you'll want, I'm just using about 1 clove of garlic. And again, like I mentioned, you can also use ginger as well. So that's the garlic, and then I'm gonna start adding some of the spices in, and everything is just going directly into the pot, which makes it super simple. So I'm adding in a 1/2 teaspoon of the chili powder. You can add more or less depending on how spicy your chili powder is, and also just you know, I'm actually adding in a teaspoon. I don't know if it might get too spicy, but we will see. So I'm adding that in. I'm also adding in turmeric. So we're gonna add in 1 teaspoon of turmeric. This is definitely something that I would try to have, the turmeric. I would try to incorporate that into your diet. At least, you know, try to do it every day if you can. It's definitely something that is amazing for your overall health. It really does help prevent or help with a lot of different inflammation and diseases. And then I'm adding in 1 teaspoon of the Himalayan salt. And I'm adding in some coriander powder. And I'm adding in about 1 1¼ or so, yeah. So 1 1/4. So that's all the spices and the herbs that we're adding. Now I'm gonna just cut up, and I'm actually going to turn the stove on. So basically we wanna get it to the point where the soup is, like, the water is boiling, and then we'll turn it down to simmer. So I'm just putting this on, like, almost the highest setting while I cut up these carrots and celery. And you can just dice it, really. So you can just dice this up. Obviously, the smaller the dice, the quicker it's going to cook. So I'm just going to add that in. And it's just about 1 medium carrot that I'm adding in. And again, this is totally optional. The other thing that you're going to add in, and this is going to be at the very end, you're going to add in some spinach. So when it comes to greens, you always want to try to add in the greens at the end, like almost at the end of your cooking time, because the longer that you cook greens, such as spinach, it actually loses a lot of its nutrient content. So it's always a good idea to try to add it in towards the end. So you'll notice, like, so when I'm cooking this, I'll cook it for about 15 minutes. And then at the very end, just to get it wilted, I will just add in, that's when I'll add in the spinach. And that also adds in, I like the flavor of it, and it adds just an additional amount of nutrients. This is definitely a really high nutrient type of soup. And the other thing about spinach as well is that when spinach is cooked, it actually, like when you saute spinach or you add it when you cook it, it actually retains more, it actually increases the iron content in the spinach. So that's pretty amazing too. Obviously, spinach is really great as a in its raw form, but it's also really great in its cooked form, and you'll get more iron. And this is actually a really high iron soup to begin with, because lentils themselves are really high in iron. And so that's it. I'm just going to show you what this looks like. So you can kind of see, you'll see it is looking, so the thing with lentils is that they are really high in protein, and they are a really good source of plant-based protein and nutrition. So something that I try to add into my diet as much as possible. And this is also, it freezes well too. So this is definitely a soup that you can freeze well, that you can freeze into portions, and that's really it. So that's how simple this soup is. It literally, if you have all the ingredients already, it literally takes 5 minutes to put together. This is going to cook for about 15 minutes. Like I mentioned, you're going to have this boil, and then once it boils, put it all the way down onto simmer, and then simmer it for about 15 minutes or so, and then add in about 3 cups of spinach until it's kind of wilted. And if you need to add more water at that point too, like if you feel like the soup maybe is a little bit too thick, you can add some more water in there until it gets to the consistency that you like. And that's really it. I really hope that you guys like this soup. Feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions about it. And that's day 3 of the soup challenge. I really hope you guys liked it. If you did not sign up but you would like to sign up, you can still sign up, and I will email you the recipes with the grocery list. All the videos from day 1, 2, and today's video are all on day 1 and day 2 are on YouTube already. Day 3 is going to be on YouTube. So you can always check that out too if you missed the lives this week. And that's it. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Follow me on Instagram, Facebook at Nourished by Nadia. You can also reach me directly at nourishedbynadia.com. I'm also on TikTok too. So if you ever want to check out my TikTok, I've started to post a little bit more there too. It's at Nourished by Nadia. And if you are interested, I'm also doing a 10-day challenge next week, which will be next month in March. So that's going to be a more like you'll get like a whole meal plan, ideas and all of that stuff. So, and community, we'll have a Facebook group for that. So that's going to be pretty exciting. So I'm looking forward to that. And if there's anything else you would love to see, let me know. Feel free to message me or email me. I will see you soon. Bye.